reality. Only certain long-time industry insiders are sure to be aware of Stu Hart's grandson. The grandson now, who is involved in this industry, Teddy Hart, at the peak of his youth and along with a high-risk, high-impact in-ring style, Annis, outside of the ring, would allegedly indulge in such behaviors as smoking pot, getting arrested, running around with hookers, brawling with talents in the backstage area, and also has been known to allegedly have prison connections. Now let me tell you, this is a long way away from what we see in younger talent, in this generation, who are often found backstage playing video games or buying action figures. With Annis being a younger generation superstar with that monumental history behind him, he has really helped fans of that original era stick with this industry over the years. Having that connection to that legendary Hart family. And I think we all as fans, felt that when Teddy was in the arena or meeting and greeting with the fans, that we were still, seeing shades of legendary names like Bret or Owen at the peak of their youth, along with Annis's groundbreaking in-ring work. He also could bring back the memories of all these great talents who have left this entertainment industry, either from retirement or unfortunate death. Annis, for the past decade or longer now, has kept that Hart family legacy truly alive, oftentimes telling the story and also sometimes the harsh truths regarding a lot of different members of that Hart family. When Bret Hart himself was the one who came down to the ring in that recent major Florida upstart, when they had that live television event, and Bret was there to unveil that company's world title. I can tell you from experiencing that moment firsthand, true original insider fans started rumbling, remembering all that powerful history. And the possibility at that time now of Bret even sort of, being in the corner of Annis as he made his in-ring debut in Florida would have had fans of that original New York era very emotional. Now, fans of that original mid to late 1990s New York era were hot, locked, and ready to explode when Bret Hitman Hart came down to the ring during an event held by that Florida upstart, in which he was there to present that company's world title to an upcoming talent, Adam the Hangman Page. This monumental appearance from his Uncle Brett, along with a high-profile front row appearance on that weekly Florida-based program, I think many fans were thinking it would only be a matter of time now before Annis made a national television appearance on that Florida-based weekly broadcast. But sadly, Annis has not had a performance or any other major appearance for that Florida upstart company. In 2018, Teddy was in the federation known as MLW, or Major League Wrestling. Teddy was cutting some of the most heart-wrenching and emotional segments that have been produced in this business, within the past 10 to 15 years now. Along with Harry Smith and Flying Brian Pillman Jr., Teddy was poised as the leader now of this new Hart Foundation. And through various promos, Teddy spoke on topics such as brotherhood, family, determination, and seething history still unsettled. He also had made mention of how a lot of the new fans and original era fans were talking about this new stable. And he was damn right. I myself was expecting huge things from this stable, especially, with Annis as the mafioso-esque leader of the group and Harry Smith as the enforcer. Teddy talked, about how the Hart family name had been disgraced in the past. Although now fans would remember the past, future, and present of that Hart legacy. And let me tell you, these promos that they did were very powerful. Actually, as an old school, original New York era wrestling fan, I myself was brought right back to the peak of my youth. Harry, what happens when we get the ball this time? Once we get the ball rolling, there will be no stopping the new Hart Foundation. In another shocking and, honestly, very groundbreaking, true-to-life performance, Kevin Sullivan confronts that newly formed Hart Foundation. And Teddy gets hot over the fact he only has 2 minutes to cut a promo and talks about how Sullivan was trying to take his spot. Sullivan starts telling Teddy how, although he was innovative, he was blackballed, from every U.S. major promotion, and that the history and the problems with the Hart family name followed Teddy and Harry. Harry cuts in hot. Kevin, why are we talking about dead people here? Sullivan then cuts in, making a point somewhat to the effect of, well, this is a Brian Pillman's Jr., as if to say, you guys had your chance, but this is a Pillman, not a Hart. You could instantly tell Teddy knew what was going on here, and he spoke up and went right at Brian, face to face. It's time to pick a side. Your father picked a side a long time ago, reminding Pillman Jr. of the father's past allegiance. And I think Teddy was pushing Pillman Jr. to see if he would stay loyal to that Hart legacy, or if he would align with Sullivan's, comments regarding disrespecting his own father's legacy. Guys like you didn't do blank in the day, Teddy shoots on Sullivan. Then, suddenly, the time had come for Pillman to earn his stripes. Teddy starts going wild, maniacally yelling at Pillman Jr. You want to be like your father? Your father was the craziest guy. Your father was the one who talked about it. Referencing, the heat between Pillman Jr.'s father and the Booker man Sullivan. Pillman Jr., instantly, in an absolute split second, channels that hate, that rage and history of his father, and violently attacks and bloodies up the head of the Booker man, Kevin Sullivan. The very true-to-life angle was absolutely huge. And it also had me reflecting on that powerful history that was looming over the situation. I don't think fans of this industry had seen something so real, so personal in such a long time. It truly left a lot of original era fans in absolute disbelief and on the edge of their seats week to week as well. So much dark history was coming to the surface for many of these men featured on this segment. And the idea of Brett possibly coming into the mix of all this, to be in the corner of this new Hart Foundation, had original New York era fans incredibly hot. Although Teddy had made mistakes in the past, it truly felt that all roads were leading forward into a career revival and into a situation where Teddy would have a major debut in one of the biggest national promotions. Although Teddy's most recent high-profile domestic confrontation may, for that time, have stalled his dream. Teddy was dating ROH superstar Maria Manic. Insiders have been unsure as to when this relationship had started, although some have mentioned to me through various emails that while taking a look into their relationship along with Maria's tweets that were forwarded to me, I personally was very concerned about what really could be going on behind the scenes. Some of the videos that the two released, even showed Teddy aggressively putting Maria through the ringer as the two were having some sort of training regimen that the two would engage in on film. Teddy, in the past, has also been known to have multiple girlfriends and partners throughout the years. And shockingly, some of these women now have come forward recently with massive bombshell allegations. In fact, in a new full-length documentary entitled Dangerous Breed, many of these massive claims seemingly will be further explored. All of this behavior, you start going further and further with your biological identity. We are currently seeing this with Philadelphia legend Rob Van Dam, who is currently, as far as I know, seeing two women at once. Although it is not totally clear if that behavior is for storyline or contributing to some persona, or if his real life, biological form of expression is bleeding from the screen into real life now. Annis would really cross the line in a terrifying incident with part-time independent performer Ace Montana, who shot raw video of Annis ranting and being aggressive at the front door of his home, while seemingly from what we can identify, Annis seemed to be holding a firearm. Now, Montana claims that he is a part of this bacon and egg tag team. Good God, I mean, the ideas they come up with now in this era. The frightening situation caught on tape basically resulted in Montana yelling at Annis to put his gun down. I notice that Montana keeps yelling Teddy Hart, which really seems to me that he was just essentially trying to get himself over with the video, knowing that Teddy Hart was a major name and possibly thinking that he was gonna fall into major fame releasing this video. This whole situation, once again, I think, unfortunately, could stall Annis having a run in one of those major television companies now, national television. And as a huge Original Era Insider fan, I am truly heartbroken over the whole situation. Even other industry insiders that I have spoken to, while asking if there's a possibility if Annis could have another huge run or make an appearance in either Florida or New York, the answer I got was, I hope so, but not likely. It must be truly challenging coming from such powerful industry history, being the grandson of Stu and having to break new ground while also living up to such a massive, undeniable legacy. And with the sins of other notorious Hart family members still unatoned for, it truly is troubling that Annis is the Hart family member they don't want you to celebrate.